So this is lesson 5-2. We're going to spend 2 days on it. The last couple days, I guess yesterday, we added, subtracted, and multiplied. Dividing is much harder, okay? And there's 2 ways to do it. I'm only going to teach you one way. I'm going to show you what the other way looks like. But we're not going to do the other way. So if you have this problem, x to the third minus 4x squared plus 100 divided by x minus 5. This is called long division. Do you guys remember long division? Yeah. But you never had variables in there. You just had numbers. We are not going to do that because you could go wrong anywhere in here, okay? We are going to do what's called synthetic division. So we're going to jump to example 3 and 4 in your notes. We're going to skip the first 2 examples and jump to where it says example 3 and 4, which is, I believe, is the back side of the first page. So this problem is x squared plus 3x minus 40 divided by x minus 5. Now, remember, you've never seen this before. It's going to look weird. You might struggle, and that's okay. We just have to keep practicing it until we get better at it, okay? We're going to spend 2 days on this concept, on dividing, because it is it's not difficult. It's just new. It looks weird, honestly. You're going to make a half box there, and we have to... The number that we're going to put in there is what we're going to be using to divide by. So what you're going to do is look at what your divisor is, which is that. And you're going to set that equal to 0 and solve for x. So be 5, so x is 5. You're going to put a 5 there in that box. Now, you can do that math in your head on almost all the problems. You don't have to do it off to the side, okay? But that's where that number comes from. The next thing you have to do is look at your exponents. My highest exponent is a 2. So I need to make sure that I have every exponent below that, which would only be an x to the first, which I do have, and then no exponents. You need to have all the exponents there. If not, we have to add in a missing term is what they call it. We'll have a problem like that here in a little bit. But we do have all of the exponents that we need. Now what you're going to do is just take the coefficients of those terms. What's the coefficient here? Yes. No, the coefficient is the number in front.
Oh, 1.
It's a 1. The coefficient here is 3, and then this one is negative 40. We're going to take those numbers and write them beside this 5. So 1, 3, negative 40. You're going to leave some space below that and draw a line. And then I want everyone to draw an arrow like this, and you're going to bring down that first number. Put an arrow there, because the biggest mistake I see made is when we get to multiplying here, people want to put a number there. If you put the arrow there, then you won't be able to put anything there. Now what we do is we multiply 1 times 5 and put that number there.
5.
And then you add straight down. So you multiply to get that number, but then you add straight down. They're both positive, so 3 plus 5 is 8. Now you multiply again. You take 8 times 5, put that number there. And then you add straight down. Negative 40 plus 40 is 0. This last number I always put in a box because this last number is going to be your remainder. Do you guys remember having remainders way back when? So your answer is going to involve these numbers right here, okay? And the remainder if we had one, but we don't have one for this. So your highest exponent in the original problem was a 2. The answer is going to have the highest exponent 1 less than that. So my highest exponent is going to be a 1, which the way that you write that would be like x to the first power, but we don't usually put a 1 there.
So if the exponent was, for example, 3, you could.
Yes. And you're going to have some with 4, so then the answer would have an x to the third, always one less. And then you keep decreasing by 1. So there was a 2 there, so this is like a 1. This would be like x to the 0. But what's x to the 0? No? It's 1. Remember the properties of exponents we did the other day. So x to the 0, we don't actually put. So your answer is right here. It's 1x plus, because that's a positive, 8. That's your answer. They do get harder, but this is just starting off easy.
And where would you put the remainder?
I'm going to do a problem with the remainder here in a second. We're going to put it at the end.
Okay.
Do you guys, we're not, God, this was a long time ago, and probably even longer for Miss Klingler. Do you guys remember, when you had a remainder, you just put an R and then like the number?
So with this,
You don't do that here. Well, I'll show you
so
what
it'd
to
just be like making like the same equation how we normally have them. So it'd be like x squared and then x and then whatever it is, the regular derivative.
It'd be like this, and then we'll put the remainder at the end. But there's a particular way you have to put it. But I remember when I was in school, you just put an R and then whatever the number was. It's not quite that simple, but it's almost. So the next problem, we're going to be dividing by x minus 3. So first of all, you want to see if you're missing any terms.
No.
And we're not, because we have a 2, 1, and then none. So we're good there. And I'll show you what happens when we are missing a term, when it happens. And then, so let's make the box. What number's going to go in the box?
3.
Positive 3. Why is it positive 3?
Because if you do x minus 3 equals 0, you'll
Yep.
get 3.
You do x minus 3 equals 0. What you're dividing by, set that, add 3 over, then you get 3. What are my coefficients?
1, 7, and -30.
Good. Leave some space, draw a line, draw an arrow underneath that first term and bring it down. Start multiplying. 1 times 3 goes right there, which is 3. Add straight down, they're both positive, so 7 plus 3 is,
And 10
10.
times 3 is 30.
then 10 times 3 is 30. Add straight down, you get a 0, so your remainder is 0 again. My highest exponent in the problem was a 2, so in my answer it's going to be 1 less than that. So it's like x to the 1, and again you keep decreasing them down. X to the 0 though is 1, so technically we don't have to put it. So your answer is just x plus 10. No remainder yet. Okay, next one. I'll give you a second to write this down. I think you're missing the a plus 2 is all you're missing on your notes. Am I missing any exponents, any of those terms? Yes? No?
No.
Yeah, I am. I
Um,
have 4.
12.
I need 3. I don't have 2, 1, and then none. So I have to have a third exponent, and I don't have it there. You have to have all. So if your highest exponent is a 4, you need 4, 3, 2, 1, and none. And so I'm missing the third exponent. So what I'm going to do, it would go between 4 and 2, because that's where 3 is at. I'm going to put plus 0, or a, not x, sorry. A to the third. I'm going to put that between, because that is where the a to the third should be. Now make your box. What number goes in the box? -2. Then write your coefficients and don't forget that 0. So 4, 0, 2, -4, and 12. leave some space, draw your line, draw an arrow down under that first number, and put a 4. You always bring that first number down, no matter what it is. And then start multiplying. 4 times -2 and put it there. -8. You have 0 minus 8.
8, -8.
-8. -8 times -2.
16.
Put it there. 2 minus.
Wait, it'd be positive.
It's positive. Did he say negative or did I just write it? 2 plus 16. Okay. 18 times -2. Put it there. Thank you. -4, so they're both negative now. -4 minus 36.
Is -40.
-40. -40 times -2.
Is 80.
Positive.
Yeah,
Okay. And that's my remainder, which is going to be
92.
92. So we have a remainder here. So I'll show you how to do that. And what's my highest exponent in the problem?
4.
It's a 4, so my highest exponent, my answer is going to be a third. Let me change it to an A. So a to the third, and then keep writing it and decreasing it by 1. So a to the third, a squared, a to the first, and then this one would be a to the 0, which we don't put a 0. So my final answer is going to be 4a to the third minus 8a squared plus 18a minus 40. And now this is how you write the remainder. You always put a plus sign, even if your remainder is negative. Okay. You're going to put your remainder in a fraction. 92 over what we divide by.
-2.
No, oh, the whole thing. A plus 2. Go back to the original problem. No, I understand why you said that. Go back to the original problem and put that whole thing under your remainder. And that's how you do it when you have a remainder. Not too bad, is it?
No.
Did you say yuck?
I said we're.
Again, we could go back here and do this long division this way. And trust me, you will not like it. What we're doing is much better than that, trust me on that one. Let me show you the problem. I think this is our last one. Yes, this is an important one too. Hello? Yeah. Okay, thanks. Bye. Don't, you're leaving.
Oh, yeah.
We have an early sleep. Okay, am I missing any terms? Am I missing any terms? We're missing a 2, aren't we?
Yeah.
We have 4, 3, we don't have a 2, 1, and none.
I have a question.
Yes.
So would you just square -8x, or do you have to do it separately? Like,
You had to put in an x, a 0x squared. And you put it between the 3 and the 1 exponent. And it has to go in that spot. You can't just put it anywhere. So what number is going to go in my box? 4. So I have a 1, a -4, 0, -8, 25. Leave some space, draw your line, bring down your first number. Make sure you put an arrow there. The reason why I asked you to put the arrow there is because, and I've seen it today already, people want to put their first number there, but if you have that arrow there, then you don't have to worry about that. 1 times 4, -4 plus 4, 0 times 4. 0 plus 0. 0 times 4. And negative 8 plus 0. Good. Negative 8 times 4. 32, negative 32, and my remainder is 25 minus 32. Negative 7. My highest exponent in the problem is an x to the 4th. So, and my answer is going to be an x to the 3rd. And I'm going to keep decreasing that by 1 for each term after that. So x squared, x, and then my constant. Now, when you write the answer, you're not going to write 0x squared and 0x. So when we write our answer, we're just going to skip those terms because 0x is nothing. Okay? So it's x to the 3rd. You're going to jump to minus 8. Add, plus, and then you put negative 7 over, what do we divide by, x minus 4? And that's your answer.